This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. Coming up next, live shot. David Morrell Jr., undefeated. Aido Yerbossynuly, undefeated. We about to get it popping. Live call. You know what it is. This is the Punch Report. When you come in, you get in. Be so kind, like, subscribe, bell icon for notification. So, their Showtime card has been pretty good. Shout out to my man right here, Mendoza. Came in short notice. Knocked out Jason Rosario, who was a beast at one point at 154. Climbed the ladder, 160. And since Charlo chopped him up, it hasn't been looking too good for my mans. But shout out to him. But you guys know what it is. David Morrell Jr., beast at 168 pounds, takes on another undefeated fighter, Aido Yerbossynuly, also undefeated, also doing his thing. It's a risky fight for both combatants. I think David Morrell Jr. has more buzz attached to his name right now at the moment. Cats are already talking about, he'll blast Canelo or whatever the case may be. But I think he's 6-0, 7-0, or he's 7-0 with 6 knockouts. He's raw in spots, but he's definitely improving, growing every fight he goes out there. And Aidos is definitely going to be a challenge for him because he's a come-forward fighter, Kazakh fighter, so you know he's durable. We're going to find out how durable he is because my man David Morrell doesn't play any games. So we got to see what it is. They're doing a little light intros right now. You know, that Jason Rosario fight ended a little earlier. He got knocked out with an uppercut. He was looking crazy. He did the stanky leg. He flopped around a bit. And then, you know, when he fell down again after he got knocked down, the ref stopped it. And what's confusing to me is how come fighters front? Like, if you do the stanky leg a little bit, like you in the club, it's like midnight on a Friday or Saturday, then, you know, it's a wrap for you. Shout out to you. Shout out to the forecasts that are in here right now, by the way. We're going to stick with it, though. We're going to call it a whole joint. So shout out to you guys. We know in news that broke this week, boxing's going to be all right. Caleb Plant, David Benavidez was announced for the first bout of 2023. And so it's a legitimate fight at 168 pounds with young, viable talent in that division that keeps the sport vibrant. This is why when we talk about shit like Canelo and we talk about, oh my God, Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, we're going to be all right. Boxing going to be all right. We're going to be just fine. Now, 2 weeks ago, I called the Vasyl Lomachenko, what's my man's name? He took an L. I don't even remember his name anymore. But that was a great fight, close fight. Jermaine Ortiz, excuse me. Good turnout, great fight. We talked about that one from the perspective of not sure of Lomachenko at this point because of inactivity, because of the size discrepancy at 135 pounds. If he's still that dude who can get it done against the best fighters in the world at 135 pounds. At 130, 126, if he wants to go that far down, he can get it done. Besides that, not so sure. David Morrell Jr., Aidos, they need to wrap up this production so we can get to the fight because it's not going the distance. And from a boxing technique standpoint, the one thing that would ensure certain victory for David Morrell Jr., I'm not sure what the odds are, but I would say that he's probably the favorite. Use your jab. Just use the jab. Set up your power. You close the distance very well. You bully people. But Aidos is a big man for the division. Good power, also undefeated with a bunch of confidence. Solid jab himself. You're going to have to be intelligent as you close the distance to be effective landing power shots. And then once you get to mid-distance or into the inside, let your hands go, combination punches. Be wary because you're fighting a guy who can also punch if you're Eidos. Or excuse me, if you're David Morrell. If you're Eidos, don't be intimidated. Go with what you know. Land big, heavy shots. And just go from there, really. Because the combination punches come in. Hold up. In the meantime, while we wait, share some thoughts on the information that came out. Errol Spence Jr. turns Bud Crawford. Obviously, we know we're not getting that fight. Tickets go on sale Monday, November 7th for Bud Crawford, David Avanesian. That's in Omaha. No matter what happens, Bud's fault, Errol's fault, what I would say is this. Bud made a poor business decision. I've said before, I'm not calling fighters ducks. I would say that Bud was not interested, or his interest level was somewhere other than fighting Errol Spence Jr. But no matter what happens, no matter who Errol fights, it's going to be better than David Avanesian. It's going to make more money. It's going to do better numbers. So the question I would ask for Bud Crawford is, what was the point of doing what you're doing now besides getting them 10 million or 10 plus million, if you get that? If it doesn't increase or improve your leverage position going back to the negotiation table once you fight a guy like Errol Spence Jr. If it gets worse or stays the same, then what was the point of taking this fucking fight? That's my question, legitimately. Shout out to Aido. She's walking out right now. Yerbossynuly, you know, he got hella furs on. Peter's going to be hella mad. Shout out to Kazakhstan. Shout out to Triple G. Let's go. He probably wore a hat while he was warming up because you can get that good sweat going. I know all that shit's hella warm. Shout out to him. Undefeated, Yerbossynuly, Aidos, David Morrell Jr., 168-pound bout. Title on the line. Let's go. And shout out to Showtime. ESPN did this a couple weeks ago. This is what I want to say earlier. They get the production going quick. All right, walk your ass out to the ring. Next guy, walk your ass out to the ring, and then let's get it popping. The jacket's cold. Where's Triple G? Triple G should be there, just supporting. But anyway, Errol Spence Jr. turns Bud Crawford. My final thoughts on that. It's unfortunate we're not getting the fight. I think Bud has made some questionable business decisions. I've talked about that before at length. At this point, this is the first time I'll say this out loud. I think Bud Crawford has put himself in a position where he's probably going to get preyed upon, predated, taken advantage of because of his situation. It doesn't look good if he thinks or knows I'm going to get a big bag. But on the back end, from a business perspective of the company that's putting forth the money for BLK Prime, you're going to lose out. You're not going to recoup your money. You're not going to do it, especially with the starting point of the pay-per-view being $40. You're taking an L. And I'm not mad at Bud Crawford. If he can get a bag and it compromises somebody else's position, then, shout out. But from a boxing fan perspective, we're not checking for that. Let's go. We getting close. We getting close. This is a good fight. I think it's an important fight for the division, 168 pounds. Obviously, we know David Benavidez, Caleb Plant got announced recently. Canelo Alvarez is on the shelf at the moment. Hand injury, post-surgery, undisputed in the division. And now it's time for these young guys, these up-and-comers, Morrell, Plant, former champion, Benavidez, former champion. He's been in hella title eliminators. It's time to start sorting it out. Canelo's not going to be around forever, and it's time for guys 160, 168, 154 to start making a name for themselves in and around the division, and let's get it popping. Shout out to Showtime Boxing. They got the stats up there. They're talking about a discrepancy in reach, 77 to 74 in favor of Morrell, 6'1 versus 5'11, and an age difference, right? But by and large, Aidos, he knows how to fight. I think this is a close fight, compelling fight. David Morrell has one shot power legitimately. I think that will be on display. 7 victories, 6 knockouts, and he's getting better, more polished. Aidos has a bit more experience. He's rugged, he's durable, and I think he has solid versatility, so we got to see how he gets it done. You hear that crazy ass sound? That's my dog. And the mic is crazy. It'll pick that shit up downstairs. Shout out to Tony Weeks. Tony Weeks has looked that way since 1984. For 38 years, he's been calling fights and looking the exact same way. Shout out to him. We got the national anthems going. But this is dope. The fight, man, shout out to Paul. Let's go. The fight has not started yet. They're doing national anthems right now. Aido Yerbossynuly, 16-0, 11 knockouts. Takes on David Morrell Jr. out of Cuba, 7-0, 6 knockouts. It's going to be a great fight. Like I said before, it's not going to go the distance. The one thing I'm focused on in this particular bout is the jab utilization for David Morrell Jr. He can close the distance pretty well. He's a physical guy, a strong guy. He bullies his opposition more often than he doesn't. But Aidos, he's there. He's a big physical guy himself, come forward fighter. Not sure if that's going to be the best course of action for David Morrell Jr., but maybe mid-distance, live in that space, allow your punches to land from mid-range, don't crowd your work, and figure out a way to get a stoppage. I fully expect him to get the job done. We are, let's go. We here. We're not playing no games. Shout out to Alyssa. Let's go. This production team, though, they playing games. David Morrell still got a shirt on. So that means we got to wait hella long to get the fight going. If I can do a round prediction, what would I say? Inside of 9. This fight will be over inside of 9. Oh, shout out to Apollo. Let's go for real, for real. Let's go. I see you, King. I see you, Iso. We on deck. Shout out to Apollo. Random question: Danny Garcia versus Erickson Lubin. I love Danny Garcia. I think he's a Hall of Famer at 140 pounds. He did his best at 147. He couldn't beat the best guys in the division. Lost to Keith Thurman. Lost to Errol Spence. Lost really super close to Sean Porter, which I think he kind of won. At 154, we know he beat Jose Benavidez Jr. Erickson Lubin is a puncher. I mean, he's a guy that can box. He gave fucking not Erickson Lubin, but he gave Fundora hella work. I think 154 is too much for Danny. And against a big puncher like a guy like Erickson Lubin, I think Danny gets dropped for the first time in his career and maybe even stopped. I don't like 154 for Danny. First round, here we go. Let's go. David Morrell Jr. You see pressure from Aidos. It's compelling. I think the athleticism edge, the speed edge will go to Morrell, but Aidos isn't a punk. You see he's willing to be in front of a guy that's a big puncher because he believes in his skills, his ability, and his durability, and we got to see how he gets it done. I don't want Morrell waiting too much. I like him coming forward, but like I said before at the top, Aidos will come forward. He will pressure. He will take away your lead hand and force you to do things you're not comfortable doing. But Morrell has one-shot power, and he can get it done. He can figure out a way to get it done off the back foot or pressing forward, landing his offense. And it's perplexing. Shout out to Apollo. Yeah, it's a perplexing look. Now, if you run into something crazy because you're being too aggressive, then you got to live with that. But I think Morrell's a favorite, but I'm not sleeping on Aidos at all whatsoever. I like the fact that Morrell's using the jab early. What's up, DH? Hold on. Let me go ahead and rinse you up real quick since you're in the building. Let's get that wrench game going. You on deck now, Playboy. All right, let me get back to this. Let me go back to this fight. So the jab from Morrell, I like it because before he's so used to bullying the opposition, you don't see him use it a lot. Good 1, 2, 3, good right hand. Now, anytime you see the opposition say no, now you see my man Aidos getting punched around the ring. No means yes. In the square circle, no means yes. Good body work by Aidos. Getting back to the business, eats a right hand for his problems. Morrell is getting so sharp. Look at him dig to the body, fight on the inside, hand stay disciplined, gorgeous jab, good right hand. Now, you saw the pressure before by Aidos. Now he's backing up on the back foot, gorgeous left hand to the body. David Morrell Jr. in 7 professional fights is growing tremendously. I don't even give a shit what happens in this fight. This dude can fight, and he's big, and he has dumbass power. Shout out to Apollo. Yeah, and that's kind of what we're seeing. If you look at his earlier stuff, it looks a bit raw, right? He looks better here, a lot cleaner. Now, this right here, I'm not a big fan of. It's the first round. We showboat on round 4 and on. Round 1 through 3 is all business. Gorgeous drum roll by Aido Yerbossynuly. That was a good drum roll, finished with left hand to the body. Good jab by David Morrell. So it's a fun fight, entertaining fight. Both guys are confident. Good first round. Great first round. First round was hard to call. Both guys landed good shots. I'm going to shade this round for David Morrell Jr. At the minute 30 mark, he had some really great work. Aidos responded, but I feel like I'm just going to shade that slightly to Morrell Jr. Oh, I need a fucking pen and a paper or something. For those of you who are also watching the fight, shout out to DH. I'm bothered by the fact that I did not break that fight down because it went according to plan and I didn't cover the fight because I got a real ass job. But I like Zordo Ramirez. I think that he was tailor made for Bivol. But here's what it really means: Canelo Alvarez is not rematching Dimitri Bivol. It's not happening. Bivol is just getting better and better. Canelo Alvarez get cooked. Be 68 guy or fight old dudes like Jake Paul. But if he fights Bivol again, he'll get beat worse the second time around. Good body work by Yerbossynuly. So this is what I kind of take issue with right here. You had a great round with the jab. If you're David Morrell, now you've gone away from it. Get back to the jab to set up your power. You see Idos, look, you lead with there you go. Good lead hand work, but you're not pumping that jab anymore. Good body work, gorgeous uppercut, good inside fighting by both fighters, good head movement by David Morrell. That's really, really picturesque. Okay, he's showing out. Now you got to get something back because right now you're getting pressured by Idos. You got to get something back. Yeah, you know what? I feel you about that on that Apollo, but here's my main issue. At least Wilder has an equalizer. If you're a guy like Zordo Ramirez, once you start climbing the ladder against better opposition, guys who can box, you got to be able to change a fight in an instant. You know what I'm saying? So there's a handful of fights where I can say Wilder lost every single round, but if you can turn someone's lights out, then it's over for you. And Zordo, who's I think is a great offensive fighter, lacking on the defensive end, he's going to struggle against a guy like Bivol, who's a master at controlling distance and range, fighting off rhythm, and then making you pay for mistakes. Bivol's a tremendous fighter. Shout out to the Canelo victory, but he was good before then. I mean, he really, really was. Tremendous before then. Joe Smith Jr. is the only person really to put Dimitri Bivol in trouble with an overhand right at the end of a round and another shot that he landed that had Bivol on skates. But outside of that, he's pretty much won every round and every fight that he's been in. I would say he's a little bit better than I think he's a little bit better than Fury because of his ability to. Fury will do dumb shit like get hit by dudes who are bums. Now I'm not talking about Wilder. I'm talking about like not Tom Swartz. Who's the other bum he fought that cut him up real bad? Bivol is just more focused and dedicated to the craft. He's more consistent overall. You can catch Tyson Fury slipping. Bivol, you're not gonna catch him. You got to beat him for real, for real. Anyway, I've missed this whole second round. Shout out to you guys. The fact that David Morrell Jr. is no longer throwing a jab means I'm shading this round to Yerbossynuly. He's got to throw his jab. You're fighting a guy that's not fearful. He's going to put pressure on you. You got to stop that pressure to get your offense off, start throwing combination punches, and do your thing. Absolutely. And that's the crazy part about it. And I think because Joe Smith Jr. got that crazy shot off, right? And then when Bivol came back, Joe Smith Jr. was already in the tank so much. And that just tells you the conditioning, the mental fortitude, just the preparedness. I like Joe Smith Jr. too. I just think he's one-dimensional. He's not a tremendous boxer. He's a fighter puncher, and he doesn't have any lead hand work. Gorgeous body work on the highlight right here from David Morrell, doubling up the right hand. He looks good. But this is one of these bullshit fights he can lose if he tries to be too cute. Because he thinks he's more athletic than a guy. Oh, I'm going to stand on the outside, I'll slip, and I'll do extra shit, and then you lose. I want to see him put damage on this dude. I'm not saying rush, but let's get it going. You look at the body language of Aidos. He steps right to Morrell. Morrell, you smiling and shit, but your back's against the ropes. Eubank is 60, 160. But yeah, he does go up and down quite a bit. He has a questionable gas tank, but I love him as a fighter. I think he's dope. He's explosive. He's strong. Shout out to what's that, Connor Ben. He's Juice Monster. Hey guys, I'm sorry. I do juice. My bad. Anyway, I'm fucking around too much. All right. A lot of pressure by Aidos. Morrell looks comfortable though. This is a good round, just from his presentation, how he looks. Good jab to the body. Oh, gorgeous uppercut with the lead hand. Okay, see, Morrell has so many tools in the toolbox. He looks comfortable. I'm just concerned about don't let Aidos pressure you into some fake shit. But right now, cleaner, harder shots are by David Morrell Jr. I want to see the jab a little bit more. Aidos is keeping consistent with good right hand to the body, two good right hands to the body. Go there again. Shit, he's going to stand in front of you. Go there again. Return fire by David Morrell. Tie up, ref will step in. Shout out to my mans. Overcommitted, kind of got caught slipping. I don't think he was hurt there. But you have to be disciplined. This is what we're talking about with David Morrell. At least my observations. He tends to be a little bit raw, just a little bit raw. Good fight though. I mean, he's still landing the cleaner, harder shots, much flashier. If I'm in the corner of Aidos, I said you got to do more than just being persistent. You got to do more. I love that analogy. He plays with his food. I love that analogy. I've never put that out there like that, but that's shout out to my man DH. That's stolen. That's theft. He's playing with his food, and it's too much, especially against a guy that's undefeated and full of confidence, like Yerbossynuly. It's that's too much. You gonna fuck around and be down on the cards and be looking crazy. No, David Morrell does not fight like Ugas. Ugas is a really great counterpuncher. David Morrell is more of a offensive. He has way more offensive variety. His feet move better. He's more athletic. Ugas is a committed, anchor-footed fighter who rips good hard shots to the body. He doesn't have crazy power, but he commits to his shots and he's durable. That's your Dennis Ugas. Yeah, there you go right there. Nah, he's way more dynamic, and that's accurate. Morrell has a crazy ass toolbox. Oh shit! And this is what's crazy. If you look at the fight from the outside, but you say you see the back and forth, but you see the damage that he's putting on Yerbossynuly. DH is my guy, and let me tell you why DH is my guy. That analogy of playing with the food was fucking crazy because I think he could just get him out of here. And I said this fight will end inside of 9 rounds. I still stand by that. But David Morrell's just hanging out and chilling. Like, I need to get these rounds in because I can't get this kind of work in sparring. So let me do this. But I don't like him seeing him take shots like that. That was a gorgeous left hook. He took it well. But if you don't have to take that shot, then don't take it. DH, I got a question for you. It doesn't have to be crazy. You want to write me a paragraph or some shit. What are your thoughts on the Crawford Spence nonsense? Whatever you get around to it, let me know. Round 4 of 12, championship bout. Does Morrell have a Cuban style boxing? Yes, with slightly less upper body movement. So I think about a guy like Guillermo Ridendal, who has the anchored feet. He has more athletic feet, Morrell does. Ridendal, you can't even catch him and he's standing right in front of you and putting a lot of damage on you. But if you look at the athleticism, see, Morrell Jr., he's different. His versatility is crazy. He's beating up Yerbossynuly, Aidos. He's beating him up. And I love the fact that now he's holding his ground. He's utilizing some of the high guard, which I see some people say, do you think that's Ugas style? But it's the offense and the return. The upper body movement was right there. You saw that. Good jab. Yerbossynuly is going to get stopped because he's not a bitch. That might sound confusing to some who don't understand the sport, but he's going to end up getting stopped because he's not a punk. He's going to stand in the pocket and trade because he believes in his ability and his power. He has a good offhand discipline, and he's waiting for Morrell to make a mistake. But the offensive firepower from Morrell is much too much. Lara with power and more blend. That's a good comp, though. That's a really good. He's never a punk. Shout out to you. Lara is a good comp, but Lara moves way more. He moves his feet way more. Morrell will stand and trade. So it's like a blend. So if you wanted to break it down, take his power, some of the footwork from Lara, and then when he chooses, a blend of Guillermo Ridendal, all these Cuban fighters. Shout out to you guys. You guys are on your shit tonight. Oh, Frank Martin, Michel Rivera fight. I love Frank Martin. I love Frank Martin a lot. I think that he's dope. Shout out to him and his team. It's a winnable fight. It's just dangerous. And I think that Michel Rivera is big for the division and can fight. He's undefeated also. I don't want to say coin flip. Man, fuck that. Astros won the World Series. They be doing dirt. Shout out to Houston. You guys did your thing. They won the World Series. Here's what I'll say, DH. I can't wait to see the fight. How about that? I love Frank Martin. I love Frank Martin. It's not even like a disrespect thing. Like, oh, I don't like this guy. They're both tremendous fighters, but I fuck with Frank Martin heavy. He's a chill dude. He's growing. He's improving. I think the Moranes fight, the Jackson Moranes fight was he stopped Moranes, and that was great. Moranes beat Rolando Romero, not put Rolando Romero on a pedestal. I'm just saying that was for him at that moment in time a big step up fight. He handled Jackson Moranes, who's a good fighter in my opinion, sharpshooter with good power. I look forward to them. I can't wait, and I'm glad they made the fight. I don't even give a shit what happens. For Rivera and for Frank Martin, you guys are doing what's supposed to happen in the sport of boxing. Challenging yourselves, climbing the ladder, and fucking make it happen. He said Rolly is the GOAT. The GOAT of talking shit and not getting it done. I love Rolly, though. You know, Rolly's going to make more money than some of the best fighters in the world because he can run that yapper. Apollo. You said, who do I have between Regis and Cepeda? Cepeda is who they use. The Cepeda is who they use. The proper fighters who are on the rise. Now, I love Regis Prograis. I love Regis Prograis. His story is crazy. I don't even have enough time to get into it. He's gonna fuck up Cepeda. So now you know. I don't even gotta break it down. I feel bad for Cepeda. Shout out to Cepeda. What's on the hat that the guy has on the back? What? I agree, and I think he got some weird kind of shout out to DH. I don't know what his promotional situation is, but you're talking about a fighter with one loss, a close loss to Josh Taylor, who former champion. I love the fact hold up. I love the fact right here. Yerbossynuly, he's pressuring, and Morrell has an answer for it. What, we're in round 5? This is not going the distance. And I love Yerbossynuly. I got hella respect for him now. I mean, I know he was dope and undefeated, but he's walking into, he don't give a shit about himself. He got to win by any means necessary. And David Morrell Jr. for right now in this moment, too versatile, too much, too athletic. Good body work by Aidos right there. Ooh. And I like this kind of fight for David Morrell Jr. too, because we get to see what is he about? What's his durability? Can he stand in there? Can he take it? Can he be tough? Can he trade at mid-distance or in close? And the answer to the question is yes. David Morrell Jr. is everything we're looking for in a fighter. Now, as he climbs the ladder, you think about guys that are really, really tremendously special. This style of fight would never work against David Benavidez. Morrell Jr. will get fucking stopped. Caleb Plant, he can box too well. His power's growing. He's got to improve. Yerbossynuly right now, he's teeing off. Now, Morrell got the crazy high guard a la Winky Wright. Oh, good one, too, by Morrell. He's doing this thing. Look, he cheesing and smiling shit, but I don't want to see him get beat on if he don't have to. Tim Bradley versus Sean Porter, who would win? That's a really great question. Oh, let me think about that. I think Tim Bradley is tough enough and smart enough to beat Sean Porter. Sean Porter has one like the Sean Porter that fights Errol Spence. That Sean Porter, even in a loss for the Sean Porter that fought Kell Brook, even in a loss. You know what? This is not a good question for me because I don't like Tim Bradley. I'll fight Tim Bradley. I'll fucking fight Tim Bradley. I have no respect for this. Ooh, did David Morrell do the stanky leg a little bit? Ooh, good uppercut by Morrell. Ooh, that was a good body shot by Morrell right there. Look, I can't even talk to y'all anymore. And it's only 10 cats in here, and I can't even call the fight good. This fight's good. I give 1 round to Aido Yerbossynuly. Morrell's doing his thing. I want to see Morrell push for a finish. He's taking what he's getting. I think that's smart. Yerbossynuly is game. He's doing his thing. Andre Ward versus Paulo, who are you? Because you got some great ass questions. I need some background on who you are because these questions are crazy right now. Andre Ward versus Dimitri Bivol. Andre Ward's a fucking master. I think it'll be a good, fun fight. Andre Ward just too much because he can do everything. Fight on the inside, fight at mid range, like I mentioned before with I don't even know what I was talking about, but yeah. So me and DH on the same page. It will be a good fight. I think the inside fighting game of Andre Ward, his ability to create leverage where no space exists, is second to none in the sport of boxing. If you go back to a Chad Dawson fight's good, the Carl Froch fight is good. You're talking about in the clinch and you're landing pretty close to knockout shots where no space exists. Andre Ward is a master. You know, he walked away from the sport at 32 years of age and no. Ooh, hold up, though. Hold up. Morrell just punched Severine across the ring a little bit. If Morrell Jr. sharpens up his jab, gorgeous jabs by Morrell, right on call. That's good feint, good level change by Severine. If Morrell lands a solid combination, ooh, you see the footwork there was gorgeous. Now get on the outside, good outside foot first. Keep pumping that jab, step to the outside. Severine has got to counter the outside foot of Morrell. Now he's getting beat on and he's probably tired, so it's not in his mind, but it would help him tremendously if he went that route. His hands still look good and strong, but he's a stationary target. He's running out of steam. His legs are heavy, and Morrell, if he so chooses, can really get a lot of offense off. What I think Severine is trying to do is wait, let Morrell throw one lazy shot and then counter him. So essentially let Morrell do the work of closing the distance for Yerbossynuly. But Morrell, the shots are coming in. Get on the angle. See? I need him to get on the angle a little better. He said Kovalev beat Ward? Listen, you lucky this is a friendly situation. That's not accurate, my friend. It was close. Yeah, Ward did get knocked down, but he got like knocked down in the second. And then he came in and he did work. He almost stopped him to the body. And then he did stop him to the body in the second fight. I'm not even taking anything away from Kovalev. Andre Ward's a fucking man. Kovalev was killing people in the ring and shit like that. He beat up everybody, but Andre Ward was a beast. It was a close fight. I don't like this position for Morrell right here. He gets off, gets a good body shot, gorgeous jab. He still has a lot in the tank. Good left hand, good uppercut. I feel like Morrell could get Yerbossynuly out of here. Oh, good work by fucking Aidos. My goodness. Just so you guys know, if you come to my channel, when I do my fight breakdowns, like my long form videos, I'm looking at the camera when I say this. I hate individuals who overutilize a high guard. That's what Morrell's doing this evening. I don't like it. You put yourself in a position to get hurt, damaged, get an eye cut, get lumped up. And even if you're deflecting a lot of the shots, you're getting damage put on you from the perception of the judges. You can't just stand in front of a guy and he's just drum rolling you. It can't be a thing that happens. It just cannot be a thing that happens. I do not like that shit. And Morrell Jr., I think, is winning this fight, but you have Aidos in there who's confident still throwing punches in the middle of the ring on your guard. You are not throwing back. It can't happen. Use your jab, stay on the outside, close the distance intelligently, and then look for a place for that backhand shot. No, absolutely not. Spence does not overuse a high guard whatsoever because he's such a dynamically offensive fighter. His jab is constantly moving. He keeps his lead hand, which would be my left hand, his right hand, nice and high. So you might get that perception, but he's constantly pressuring. Now, what I would say that Spence does do that's an error in his ways is when he wants to close the distance to get his right hand off to the body, he will lean over his lead foot in a way that's unintelligent or risky. So if the opposition themselves is not in a high guard and he makes the commitment to close the distance without throwing his lead hand, that's where he gets caught a lot. But outside of that, it's a nice narrow stance, lead shoulder pointed, right hand up, and then a very, very busy jab, close the distance, land work to the body, reset, do it over again. But this thing where his weight gets so far over his lead foot and then he can't see the shots coming, that's where he gets in trouble. Sean Porter, your Dennis Ugas. Chris Algieri had some stuff in there that was where he did his thing. But it's not because a guy's tricking him into anything or luring him in. He's so eager to close that distance and gets lazy about doing it sometimes, then you see him get caught with shots from guys that are not a Terrence Crawford. But it's something he can clean up easily. There you go. Yes. There you go. Man, shout out to DH. We don't even gotta say shit to you. You're doing your thing. And that's the thing. And so when I think about when I did my fight breakdown for Bud Crawford to Errol Spence Jr., that was my primary concern. Crawford is so good at just taking a half step back. His vision is crazy and his timing is on point. So if you're gonna make the mistake of overcommitting on some shit in an effort to close the distance, you're gonna get in trouble. Morrell Jr. looks like he's running out of steam. It's 140. You guys are fucking this whole thing up. Good left hand, excuse me, by Morrell. He's being cute, but he's losing this round. Shout out to Yerbossynuly, because he's going to figure out a way to get this done. I got 2 rounds that have to be right on my prediction. DH, I seen him get in some trouble before, kind of with that concept, but I think what ends up happening as you climb the ladder and face better fighters, it's not as easy to close the distance without a lead hand than it is before, right? Does that make sense? Where you can close the distance before, or maybe you don't have an educated jab, or you're not using your jab in an educated perspective, you can close the distance or whatever the case may be. Ooh, that was a gorgeous uppercut by Morrell. So I still think Morrell's landing clean shots. The activity of Aidos, though, I mean, all right, if you want to be cute and take a fucking L and do your thing. Well, yeah, because it's there. That's why you're thinking about it, because it's there, and he does it more often than he should. You can get away with it because you're destroying people to the body. So it's like a non-issue. David Morrell Jr., undefeated, 7-0, 6 knockouts. Aido Yerbossynuly, I think he's 16-0. Don't know the knockout ratio, but I know enough about him to know that he can fight. He's durable. He's not a punk right now. Admittedly, I've been chopping up about boxing with the team so much so I can't call a fight, but Aidos is wearing a lot of damage, but he's still active. He's busy. I imagine David Morrell Jr. is up. He's more dynamic offensively. His gas tank looks good for the most part. He can get to awkward angles and land damage. I want to see him be cleaner on the back half of this fight. Yeah, I just want to see him be clear in the back half of this fight. It's competitive, it's close, it's a good fight, but he's definitely winning in my opinion. But you can lose this fight if you get cute on the back end with the idea that you're winning. I'm not listening to the commentary. I have the fight right here. But what I would say is, okay, cool. So you up. We need to do something for, meaningful. Let's be sharp. Let's live in the mid-distance range. Let's land from the outside with the backhand. Let's show our variety. Let's move well. But I don't want to see the high guard, and I don't want to see your back on the ropes. If I see these things, I'm going to freak the fuck out. That's what I'm going to do. He said, Apollo, that's not real. This is a good fight for him. If he loses, he lost because he was playing games and he's being cute. He doesn't need to foul. He doesn't need to fire his matchmakers. I think that he needs to fire himself for trying to be cute in the ring. Right now, if you look at Yerbossynuly, he's being cute. He's framing. I don't like the fact that Morrell keeps going to the ref like, oh, you see what he's doing? You need to fight and throw punches. You're going to fuck around and lose this fight. Shout out to my man, DH. We should just do the show. We get you some gear. We should do the show together. We on the same page. You in there against a good guy in a winnable fight, and you trying to be cute and dance around and smile. You took an L. And like I said before at the top, undefeated guys fighting each other. Shit, why not? He said then he give him bums at the beginning too. But he's destroying people, though. I feel you. Like, I definitely feel what you're saying, but he's destroying people. He fought his last fight out. He fought someone undefeated dude that was good, and he punched him so bad his leg folded up, and they're like, his leg is broken. They was worried about him and shit like that. And the thing of it is, I think he'll get through this fight and be okay. My prediction was a stoppage by the 9th round. But if he doesn't, then this fight makes him better. It teaches him where he needs to grow, what areas, he needs to improve in. Yerbossynuly is a tough guy. Kazakh Thunder. Shout out to my man Triple G. You knew it wasn't going to be a walk in the park. I said that at the top. It's not going to be easy. But what I would like to see is not this showboating, more focus from Morrell and understanding the task at hand. I would love to see that from him. Apollo, you like Keyshawn Davis? Just say yes or no. Top ranked diet is legendary. Shout out to DH. These guys be 58-0, and you don't know who they fought me yesterday. They fought my lady. They undefeated and shit. They fought a dude in a wheelchair. I'm only asking I'm just asking the question. Listen, I'm just asking the question. Shout out to my man Keyshawn Davis, representing his country well, Olympian. I think he's currently 6-0. I think what you're going to see with him is, there you go, 6-0. I think you're going to see with him, you're going to see him get stepped up. Here's my concern with top-ranked fighters, with the exception of Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is doing the thing that I would like to see great fighters do at top rank. Fight guys that are real. Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring took his belt. Oscar Valdez. I did an Oscar Valdez, but that video did very well. It's very old, obviously. And cats threatened my life. That was really bizarre. But I just said that Shakur Stevenson's much too good for Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez got beat up by Robinson Conceição. If you get bored on a Sunday evening or whatever, look up the punch stats from CompuBox from Robinson Conceição, Oscar Valdez. Conceição dominated Valdez. So anyway, they gave it to Valdez. When they announced the fight for Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez, I said, that shit is cake. So anyway, he beats him. Then he fights Robinson Conceição, who I think beat Oscar Valdez, and he destroys him. Shakur Stevenson is at 130, 135 pounds. In my opinion, is the best in the division. I'm not going to shy away from that. Somebody's got to prove me wrong in the ring, and we'll go from there. But to your point, Top Rank be tripping. They have you fighting little kids at school and shit like that, talking about, he's 48-0. He fought this kid in a wheelchair. Like, this shit is crazy. I know. Gee, they threatened to kill me. One dude said, I'm not shit. One dude said he's going to fuck me up. You don't even know where I stay. I'll tell you where I stay. You're not going to do no work, but how come we can't talk about boxing and I don't get threatened? Damn. The Canelo cast too. Oh, Bud Crawford fans, I got a couple threats from Bud Crawford fans. And all I said was, I think he should do better business moves. I didn't say shit about Arrow. I didn't say Bud Crawford was going to get knocked out. I just said that I wish that Bud Crawford would make better business decisions. And somebody threatened my life. Shout out to boxing, though. That's why, cats be like, boxing is dead. People are willing to threaten to kill me for fighters they'll never meet. I think boxing is doing just fine. And that's real. I don't know how much of my stuff that you watch from my breakdown of the fight. Shout out to DH. But I try to be as fair as humanly possible. I get on Arrow about certain shit. I get on Bud about certain shit. And I just call it how I see it. No Arrow fan has ever came to me to try to threaten my life. It's never happened. Shit has never happened. I've never, I don't know. Let me get in this fight. I'm fucking up the whole fight. Let's go Morrell. He fighting at mid-distance, doing his thing, using variety. You know what's messed up? Yerbossynuly, he's fighting too good. Not for Morrell, but he's too good to be a gatekeeper or a journeyman. So the cats the young cats with regular belts on the up and coming, it'll be hard to get those fights because he's too damn good. Yerbossynuly can fight. Gorgeous jab by Morrell. I think Morrell's done a good job of kind of reestablishing control of this fight. In those middle rounds, I thought I was looking crazy. I'm not saying he was losing, but I just thought that the rounds were too close for me to feel comfortable for Morrell, but in this round, but in particular round 9, he's definitely reestablished control. Yerbossynuly, his tank is running low. And I think even with a low gas tank, if you're Morrell, he's so athletic. He has good reflexes. It's going to look towards him more than it is towards Aidos. Oh, what's Apollo talking about? Oh, I missed it. Hold up. Yeah, I'm not mad at Loma's opposition, and primarily because and DH knows this. I'm not mad at Loma's opposition because I think he's fighting a weight and a half class over his opposition. He's not a 35er. He's really not a 35er. The dude he's a 130 pounder. He's chasing greatness or whatever. I hate all that bullshit. But Lomachenko, even if he gets in there against an A minus B fighter at 135, he's taking a risk. I like Loma. I know he catches heat. The thing of it is, Loma's never done anything to anybody. If certain media outlets, especially ESPN, has promoted him and bolstered him in a certain way, that's for that outlet. They did that. But I'm not going to shit on Lomachenko because of it. And if I'm advising Lomachenko, I would say, hey, Loma, go to 130, clean out the division if you can, carry all the belts until you retire, and then leave. He's not a 35er. I think he there's a possibility he beats Devin, but if Devin is disciplined on his backhand with his size, Devin beats him. He definitely doesn't beat Shakur, and Tank stops him. Even if Tank loses every round, he can knock him out in the 12th round. So 135, for Loma that's a crazy division for him to be in. King Carter, what's the deal? Oh, DHS facts. Shout out to Jeff Horn, but he's not. Who's propping him up? And I want to see what he's done since the Pacquiao victory. That's one of the most crazy. If you look at the box track for that, or excuse me, not the box track. If you look at the CompuBox for that, that's one of the most lopsided losses I've ever seen. But they gave it to Jeff Horn. That shit is crazy. I don't know if you've seen it. What's my man King Carter? Shout out King Carter. That's for the best for him. King Carter, when did you come in? Oh, I missed your damn comments, G. Yeah. Oh, damn. King Carter, when you get a chance, can you drop another comment in there? Because I want to know what you're kind of talking about. I feel like I missed something that you put in there already. Oh my goodness. Let's have this conversation if you guys want to do it pound for pound. I hate pound for pound. Yeah, we were talking about Loma. Essentially, I was just saying that I think he's a great fighter. I don't think he's a 35er. I think you and I talked about this already. Oh, what's his name's about to get stopped, by the way? Yerbossynuly's about to get stopped. If Morrell can just set his butt down a little bit more, he can stop Yerbossynuly. Yerbossynuly's a beast, though. Shout out to Kazakhstan. He's taking an ass whooping. So, just so you know right now, I wanted to call this fight. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Hold up. I wanted to call this fight, but the conversation over here that we're having is so crazy. I think I'm just going to focus on that. Let me finish up this round 10 of 12. Good body work by Aidos. I think David Morrell is going to hang on. It's late in the round, so it's not like you're going to see a knockout. Damn, that's crazy. Okay, Paulo, I just picked up on your conversation for pound. I want to address this. Shout out to you. I don't think it's necessary for a fighter to climb a bunch of weight divisions to be a Hall of Famer. If you go back in the pantheon of boxing, there's several fighters who never went up or down the ladder to challenge other champions or combatants, and they're bona fide Hall of Famers. But what I would say is this. I agree with your sentiment that for both Terrence Bud Crawford, in my opinion, despite his 130, 135, or 135, 140 pound, 147 reign, probably has some more work to do. I would also say that Errol Spence Jr. has some more work to do. What I would also say is this. You losing a fucking fight to a good fighter doesn't nullify your ability to get to the Hall of Fame. If Errol Spence Jr. or a Bud Crawford, let's say they fight a Jaron Ennis and they lose, let's say they get a rematch and get it done, Jaron Ennis is a freak of nature. He's not even a real human being. And I'm not even saying that you will lose, but he's the kind of guys that we want to see you fight, challenge yourself, right? There are too many fighters in this day and age right now in the sport of boxing who are unwilling to challenge themselves. That's why I love a Devin Haney. Oh, I'll go to Australia. I'll chase it. I'll beg anybody. I begged Loma before. Now he got to eat a little bit now. I'll do this, right? I think Regis Prograde has that in him. I want to see more of it. But if you can fight, even if you fucking lose, it'll be close, compelling. We'll debate whether you won or lost. And then we'll get to see it again. Second time trilogy. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. We get to see it again. And I think right now, this preservation of the and fighting Avanesians and all this weirdo shit, and I'm not even being hypercritical about Crawford. I'm really not. But no one's asking for that fight. That fight doesn't do anything for the sport. It doesn't do anything for the division. No matter what happens, Errol Spence Jr. will fight someone at a higher rate than an Avanesian. At what point in time do fighters say, let's just fight? Now, I get it. Oh, I got to look up for my family. I got the bag, blah, blah, blah. I will say this right now. For Bud Crawford and for Errol Spence, they've been getting the bag. 4, 5, 6 million, 10 million, 8 million here and there. They're professional prize fighters. They've been making money for a long time. So yeah, you want to secure a big bag right now. But I'll tell you one thing right now. Bud Crawford getting a big bag, Errol Spence getting a big bag has nothing to do with me. They're not sharing it with me. It doesn't help my family. It doesn't support me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I want to see the best fighters fight because I'm a fan of the sport. Now, if you don't want to, great. I'm not interested in slandering anyone or talking shit. But what I would say is this. What is important to the boxing fan? Your person, your bag, for me personally, I don't give a fucking shit about it. Do not care at all whatsoever. What I do care about is figuring out who's the best of these two guys that I really, really like and fights that are compelling, that if they do it again, they're going to make a lot of money. And I'm going to see a compelling buildup. That's important to me. That's what I want to see more than anything else. All right, now that I've skipped out on hella comments. Apollo got you. I don't think Morrell's ever gone the distance. I think he stopped everyone that he's fought. Oh, no, he's gone. It may have been like a 10-rounder or whatever, or 8-rounder, because it's 7 fights, 6 knockouts. A lot of people think Porter's a Hall of Famer. I agree with DH from the sentiment of like, we know he's a Hall of Famer. And here's what makes Porter a Hall of Famer. It's not the belts he didn't win or win. He fought fucking everybody. Let's look at this list. Danny Garcia. He fought Keith Thurman. He fought Errol Spence. He fought Bud Crawford. He fought Adrian Broner. He fought and lost to what's his damn name? Chocolate Brownie Man. So basically, what's his damn name? Somebody help me out. He's Sheffield, England. Broner, thank you, Kell Brook. He fought everybody. He fought Yordenis Ugas. That's what makes Sean Porter a Hall of Famer. He's a man's man. It didn't matter it didn't matter. And whoever just gave him crazy work. Even in the Crawford fight, he was competitive, arguably winning until he got dropped twice. Dad stops the fight. He's been in there with everyone and been competitive with everyone. I feel like he's closer to the Hall of Fame maybe than a Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford stopped him, but Sean Porter got a crazy-ass resume. He fought everybody. This fight seems pretty equal, but Eidos is showing more damage. Yeah, you gotta kind of pay attention to it. The flashier shots are going to Morrell. I love how Morrell's coming out here in the 12th round. I gotta call the fight, guys. Being aggressive, he's still snappy, he's still sharp. He's ripping to the body, he's going upstairs and downstairs, he's taking charge. His corner probably told him like, "Hey, we don't know, so go out there and make a statement," and that's exactly what he's doing. Based on the amount of fight that I did watch, David Morrell has done more. He's put a lot of damage on Aido Yerbossynuly. I don't like this right here. You step right back to him. There you go. Step right back to him. I feel comfortable saying that Morrell won, but this is a close fight. But it's supposed to be close. You're up against a guy that's durable, undefeated also. This is a championship bout. I think a regular belt's on the line. And you got to test yourself. This is the 8th fight in Morrell's career. So in my opinion, this is a big step up against an undefeated guy. I thought he would come out here and get this done inside of 9. I feel like he still could have got that done. But Yerbossynuly showed a lot. He was tough. He was durable. We talked about that at the top of the call. I'm not mad at David Morrell Jr. He still looks really, really sharp. I don't think he's ready for Benavidez. I don't think he's ready for Plant. Ooh. I think more than anything, what I learned and what I got from this fight is David Morrell Jr. is a special fighter with tremendous talent, great power, and he's extremely versatile offensively. He showed improvements in defense. He's not ready for the top of the division yet. 168 pounds. There you go. Shout out David Morrell. 54 seconds left on the call. Apollo, are you giving the nod for the Hall of Fame to Crawford based on undisputed status? I'm curious. Apollo, you said split decision for this fight? Oh, did he get dropped by a punch? Because I wasn't looking. Did he drop him by a punch? Look, he looked crazy. He's gonna stop him. Oh, he looked crazy. He looked like a car accident. That's the end of the fight? Oh, he's dead. Okay, if your opponent is holding you up, you got your ass whooped. Aido Yerbossynuly, I got mad love for you. I didn't even see the punch that dropped you, have you looking crazy, but you look like a car accident. I think that you're a great fighter. I think that David Morrell Jr. is much too much. King Carter, what happened? Based off his whole career, I think that Sean Porter has a great career. I think that Terrence Crawford has done amazing things in boxing that few have done. But my appreciation is a little bit. I mean, this is so subjective, and I'm splitting hairs. I'm not denying Terrence Crawford. I wanted to make that very clear. I'm not denying him. I'm just saying that Sean Porter has stepped in front of all of the best guys. Terrence Crawford cannot claim that. If you want to argue that, I don't know what to do because it's not true. DH, shout out to you. Shout out to you. He played too long. I ain't like it. But if you holding me up like, if you see me fucked up and then you got to pick me up. Oh, Apollo, I agree with you. I agree with you crazy. I agree with you crazy. And cats go at me all the time for making that same statement. That same statement, cats go at me all the time. No, Danny's done more. Danny's done more. We appreciate Crawford more, but Danny's done more. He was a beast at 140. 147 was a bit off. It's the same thing I said about who were we just talking about? Danny Garcia, if he stayed at 140 and just stayed fucking people up at 140, he'd be undeniable. Damn, he did drop him. He dropped him crazy. What was it? Show me the shot again. No, I'm good. I'm good. No, you're not good. You almost fell out the ring. Let me see the shot. He said, let me fix my shorts real quick. Hit him with an up. Boom. Straight shot. His leg folded up a little bit too. His ankle was looking crazy. Yoel, let's go. Why are you late to the party, G? Dang. I know you probably didn't see it before, but you know you see I rinsed you up though, because you my guy. We've been kicking it this whole time. It's all love. It's all love. Ooh, that lead hand work, that left hand, yop, yop, got him. Aido Yerbossynuly is a good fighter. He's undefeated. He took a loss tonight. David Morrell Jr., this was a big fight for him. It was a big step-up fight. If you're climbing the ladder and you fight him, you're going to lose. If I think about the best guys at 168 pounds, I'm not sure he's there yet because those guys are really, really good. And Morrell got hit a lot tonight. I didn't like that. I wasn't a fan of that. But I like who he is. I like what he's going to be. He's young. I think he's here to stay. David Morrell Jr., he on deck. Oh, he going to hit a dance? Hit a dance on him. Let's go. Shout out to Tony Weeks, by the way. King Carter, Morrell versus Jesse Hart. I got to be honest. I think that you're probably going to call me a bitch for this. I want to see a soft touch again from Morrell. A dude he could just fold up real quick. I don't know, Yoel. I don't know if he's top. He's good. Top 7 or 8. 168 is tough. That's a tough ass division. King Carter, he's clowning me. I'm just saying, like in this fight, yeah, he got tested, undefeated guy. I think I want to see those situations where you step up and you blow a guy away, and we go, "Oh shit, this guy! Oh, he's really it." I don't think we got that from David Morrell. We got to see all his talent, skills, and abilities on display for sure. But I want to see guys get blown away. I think I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth at this point because I have a lot of respect for Yerbossynuly. But I just feel like my assessment perspective, Morrell was going to come out and be able to get this done inside of 9. He started the first 2 rounds with a jab, which I think was going to be crucial. And then he said, I want to crowd the distance. I want to get in here, be close, and trade and do my thing. And that, I think, in my opinion, worked for Yerbossynuly. But, Morrell got it done. Morrell versus Boo Boo. Yoel, thank you. Boo Boo does beat him. He's just a little too dynamic. His footwork's too good. Even if Morrell has better power and athleticism, Boo Boo moves really well. He's crafty. He can box. I just don't. I want to see more from Morrell. If Morrell came in here and fucked up Yerbossynuly, then I would be like, damn, let's see him against the best. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, I don't know. King Carter, I'm not even mad at what you just said. You know what I'm saying? Because Morrell already fought Fox. That fight already happened. And he stopped him. Because Andrade gets that heat. I don't have anything negative to say about Andrade. I just don't disagree with you. That's what I would say. I would say that. But that is the call for the evening. Is there anything that we need to discuss or break down before I get off here? Morrell against anybody named Liam, Liam's getting stopped. If your name is Liam and you fight David Morrell Jr., you're going home in a fucking bag. Oh, no disrespect. No disrespect. Liam versus Beevil? Or are you just talking about Beevil in general? Liam. The third. I'll talk about Beevil. Beevil's a fucking monster. Beevil carved up Beterbiev? Oh, no. We talked about that earlier, but I'll do it again. Apollo, I'll get to you. Yoel, I got you right now. Frank Martin versus Michel Rivera. Super dangerous fight for both fighters. I know a lot of people think that Michel Rivera is going to just carve up Frank Martin. I don't believe that. I think Frank Martin, if he can come in and be a little more versatile, more diverse, he can get it done. I'm just glad that guys that are really, really good in the sport, young in the sport, with O's are fighting. I'm celebrating boxing. When I see that announcement, I'm celebrating boxing. Now I'll break the fight down this channel. I'll do the whole video deal. It'll be crazy. I'll have fun with it. But I'm just excited to see that those guys are fighting. And shout out to Errol Spence Jr. and his promotional team. Shout out to Derek James. I'm pumped. I mean, shit, let's go. King Carter, so you said better be annihilates everyone. I'm not even arguing with you, but here I have a question for you. I do have a good question for you. Watching Dimitri Bivol control the range and distance and carve up Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez the way that he did, is he doing that to Beterbiev? Like that? They're different fighters. They operate differently. Zurdo Ramirez and Beterbiev are different fighters. But think about Artur Beterbiev, what he does very, very well. You think about Dimitri Bivol. How does that fight play out in your mind? I have an answer to my own question. How does it play out in your mind, though? Apollo, you want me to break down Crawford Avanesian? It's done inside of 4. Avanesian stays in front too much. He has a good defensive posture. Crawford's too smart, too crafty. He won't even need to use a lead hand, and he's gonna cut this dude up. If you go back and rewatch the Avanesian, Mean Machine fight, it's essentially a blueprint for how that fight's going to go with Terence Crawford, with a fighter that's faster than Aegis Kaviaskis and a fighter that's more precise than Kaviaskis. Feint jab, bait jab, Avanesian commits, counter him, it's over. Not Spence. Bud Crawford's way too good for a David Avanesian. It is what it is. That's the whole breakdown. But I'll put it on tape if you want me to. But they do it differently. If I'm responding to King Carter, but they do it a little bit differently. If you close the distance against Beterbiev, you're probably gonna get your head caved in. With Dimitri Bivol, he doesn't give you the opportunity to close the distance because he fights off rhythm, and his jab is either pressing forward or with that half step back, but he's still keeping it out there, utilizing that range. So it's difficult for you as the opposition to kind of close the distance. If Dimitri Bivol is controlling Artur Beterbiev, he don't got to do shit but do that. No, yes, that's facts. They're both very, very awkward fighters. Oh, what was it about? Which question was it? I'm scrolling up right now. Brendan McDonald was in here. Brendan, are you still here? Oh, damn. Let me scroll up real quick. I can't believe I missed Brenda. DH, you crazy as fuck. I only see one message anyway. Well, you're always going to be on the front foot when you think you can dictate. When you fight a guy like Bivol, stiff jab. I mean, just if you watch Bivol fight, this shit's really not hard. You're coming forward, but his jab is always out here. So even if he takes a step back, the jab distance stays the same. You have to figure out a way to close that. And if you can't, then you're living in mid distance and you're getting carved up. Hey, DH, I appreciate that. My bad, I missed it, G. Dimitri Bivol is good. And what I want to say about Dimitri Bivol is he's not fighting Canelo again. You all, where you right? Where you? Got you. And I did see that earlier. My bad. I agree. I don't even know what I have to add to that. I've done videos on it. As more and more conversation and information comes out, here's where I'm at with it. I'm not even interested in being critical of Bud Crawford. He did his thing, but here's what I would say. If I could speak to Bud Crawford, I would say, you need to be fucking careful. You are the commodity. You are the prize fighter. Individuals come in throwing money, bags at you, slick talking, all this extra shit, and it looks fun in the back end and you're not looking for that. You have to be careful. If I spoke to Bud Crawford, I would say, I don't say you need to be with PBC, Top Rank, or DAZN. I'm not saying any of that. What I am saying is this. You have to be careful because you are the commodity. And these decisions don't look fucking great for you. You have to look out for you. And money is not it. You already got money, G. You already got money. You got to look out for you. That's what I would say. Where's this getting watched at, though, for real? Is it on DAZN? he said, he said he's being trouble. Where is Anthony Yarde getting beat up at? He needs help anyway. Or are you saying when he fights, what's his name? When he fights Beterbiev? Oh, yeah, he going to die in the ring. You talking when he fights Beterbiev? Yeah, he's going to die in the ring. You guys were talking about he was fighting right now. I was trying to figure out where this shit was at. Yeah, Anthony Yarde is he's going to die in the ring. And I can tell you that Beterbiev is not going to care. Hold on, watch this. If he dies, he dies. He dies. They're going to bring out Michael B. Jordan and shit like that for Anthony Yarde. I can't stand this shit anymore. I'm done. I can't do this. If he dies, he dies, Anthony. His braids die. He dies. His braids. Better be if he got that. Once you see that beard, that Russian joint, he said he gonna do the prayer to Allah over. Once you see that beard, like whether you're talking about boxing, you want to talk about MMA, them motherfuckers with that neck beard, that shit, you lose. Unless they're fighting each other, you lose. I think Black Prime's is gonna pay Adrian Broner his whole 12 sacrifice yard. He gonna hit him with the Indiana Jones hum mum shibub hum mum shibub. No, they're gonna pay Adrian Broner his $12 million and then fold like laundry. The BLK Prime shit is not looking sustainable to me. Think about DAZN, who really actually had a Russian billionaire backing their shit. Folded up in America. It didn't work out for them. And then your first press conference with a fighter, you got, if I could turn my camera on, I would show you guys. Okay. On the real, I'm gonna tell you guys like this. I actually feel bad for Adrian Broner. He had the Figueroa fight that he pulled out of. He said he was fucked up mentally. Then you see the press conference, my man is looking, I'm not looking like Broner, but he had his belly and shit. He was looking crazy, like 208 pounds. What weight is he fighting? Who's he fighting? He got to get in fat camp, then get in shape, then get in boxing shape. And he looking crazy. He looked like, if you drink too much malt liquor, that's how Adrian Broner looked. But he's supposed to get $12 million for 3 fights. I can't see it. I can't see it. My man look like he pulling up for a domino game. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I hate it here. He said he just got off tour. Where's his chain at? It's paper clips and fucking yogurt fucking tops. You talking about CC's Pizza? Yo, well, are you talking about CC's Pizza? You better not fucking say CC's Pizza. I'm done. He said he pawned his chain. No. I'm fucking done. What is this chat turned into? Well, thank you for putting Robert Easter in there. Where is he? I heard he got shot. Yoel, you're doing too much, G. I'm done with you. I'm done. He said the CC's employees making $8.50 an hour. See AB pull up in his fucking Ford Taurus LE forest green color. What a fucking coupon. And he fucks up all the dessert pizza. Talk about, oh, you know, AB, always borrowing. I'm fucking done. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. All right, y'all. This is your boy JG. This has been the Punch Report. If you're here right now, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. The Ford Taurus. It's the 1998 joint. It has 98 horsepower. Oh my God, I'm done. Him, AB, and all his lawsuits are in the car with him. Oh my God. All right, y'all. This is your boy JG. Good night of fights. Shout out to Showtime. Jason Rosario got knocked out in the 5th or 6th round by an uppercut. David Morrell Jr. came out, did his thing, looked good, fought tough against a tough opponent. And Aido's Yerbossynuly. And we look forward to the next great night of fights. More lives coming. You guys are fucking killing this. I appreciate you all. You got me dying. Shout out to CC's Pizza. I don't even know where that's outside of Southwest Texas. That's my old home. So you know I fuck with the CC's. Oh man. And we out. He said he pawned his chain. He talking about, no, I'm done. I'm fucking done.